Another female fraudster from Ghana has just landed back home after serving time in the United States for laundering money. And she wasn't alone. Her mother was caught up too. Word on the street is that she's already out and living her life, partying with one of Ghana's biggest female scammers, Hajiah For Real. This isn't just a story about one girl. It's about how easy money online can land you in chains and the law doesn't play. Take Whitney Adams, for example, a 27-year-old woman from the United States who was sentenced to prison for laundering millions for scammers. People couldn't believe it at first. On social media, she looked like any normal young woman moving between cities, posting pictures, living her best life. But behind the glam, Whitney had her hands deep in one of the bigger online scam networks running across continents. Whitney wasn't the mastermind, but she was a key player, the type of person who moves the money, cleans it, and makes everything look normal. People were sending millions thinking they were helping a romantic partner, paying for an inheritance, or investing in gold. The scammers had scripts, stories, and ways to make victims believe the impossible. And Whitney, she was the one making sure the money kept moving smoothly. She didn't scam directly, but without her, the machine wouldn't work. From 2021 to 2022, she handled enormous sums. Some victims lost hundreds of thousands, others millions. Whitney would receive the money, keep a small cut, and send the rest through fake businesses and hidden accounts to cover tracks. It worked perfectly until law enforcement started noticing patterns. The walls began closing in quietly. No flashy raids, no Instagram leaks, no drama. Investigators were connecting dots bit by bit, tracing transactions, and building the case until it became undeniable. She had moved over $4 million from more than 100 victims, and some individuals had lost close to $5 million in total. When the verdict hit, it hit hard. Whitney got 48 months in prison and over $1 million in restitution. No shortcuts, no negotiations, no hiding, just the law hitting hard. The lifestyle she thought she could enjoy went up in smoke. But Whitney's story is bigger than her. It's a warning to anyone thinking online. Scams are an easy path to wealth. The streets, the internet, the hustle, it's no longer a dark corner where you can operate without being seen. Agencies like the FBI have been striking back hard. Over the past few years, they've been hunting money mules, crypto laundering networks, and fake investment scams with coordinated operations that span continents. Operation Level Up was one such campaign. Hundreds of scams were stopped, millions of dollars recovered, and victims saved. It shows that scammers and the people helping move their money are now sloppy enough to be tracked. Crypto is no longer a guaranteed escape. Large-scale laundering operations worth over $225 million in cryptocurrency have been busted, showing that authorities are watching wallets, transactions, shell companies, and networks closely. Traditional scams aren't safe either. Business email compromise, invoice diversion, wire transfer fraud, all are being aggressively investigated. Africa hasn't been left out. Lagos-based operators, South African networks, and even smaller countries in the region have been exposed for running crypto heists or fake investment schemes. The authorities move fast, freezing assets, building cases, and making sure no one feels untouchable. Some of the most shocking recent arrests include popular figures who thought they were untouchable. Young men and women who flaunted wealth in Dubai, driving exotic cars, living in luxury apartments, and posting on social media, suddenly found themselves in custody. These are people who once felt immune because they were outside their home countries, thinking law enforcement couldn't touch them. But the reality is harsh. Extradition, international cooperation, and digital trails mean no one is fully safe. For example, there have been multiple arrests of Nigerians and South Africans in Dubai over the last 2 years. Some were living flashy lives in Marina, Jumeirah, and downtown Dubai, posting yachts, parties, and high-end cars until immigration and police moved in. These arrests weren't random. Authorities had been tracking their financial movements, crypto wallets, and bank accounts for months. When the time came, they coordinated with local law enforcement to detain these individuals, freeze assets, and begin deportation or prosecution. The message was clear. Online fraud does not respect borders, but neither does justice. Whitney's story proves the truth. Even if you're not scamming directly, moving funds or helping cover tracks is enough to land you in prison. Social media glam, luxury trips, fancy cars, it doesn't matter. Behind every flashy post are bank statements, digital trails, and transfer logs that don't lie. Appearances are deceiving, and investigators see everything. The methods are always evolving, but the patterns remain. Fraudsters recruit money mules, set up shell companies, move funds through crypto, and hide behind fake businesses. They use multiple bank accounts, temporary phone numbers, and encrypted communication channels to evade authorities. But the bigger the operation, the more mistakes they make, and the more visible they become to investigative agencies. The lesson is simple. Think you're invisible? Helping a friend? Ignorant of consequences? Law enforcement sees every account, every transaction, every move. One day, all the small choices add up, and suddenly, the trap snaps. In Ghana, there have been several recent cases of women deported from Dubai and other foreign countries for fraud. Some were young, some in their 20s, some traveling with their friends or families. These are not isolated cases. They are part of a larger pattern. Fraud networks often operate in clusters. People know each other, work together, share tips, and sometimes flaunt wealth publicly. When one falls, the network risks exposure, and authorities use this to their advantage. Whitney's case and these regional examples serve as a warning for young men and women chasing easy money online. The lines between helping a scammer, being a money mule, and committing a crime are razor thin. A single wrong decision, accepting a transfer, moving funds, or hiding money can land you behind bars. The rise and fall of these fraudsters are often rapid. One day, you are posting expensive jewelry and luxury cars. The next day, you are detained, deported, or staring at a restitution bill you can't pay. And for those who think Dubai, Europe, or South Africa is a safe haven, the stories of arrests and deportations show otherwise. Authorities are connected, agencies communicate across borders, and digital footprints don't lie. Whitney's 48 months in prison, combined with millions in restitution, is a powerful example. The lifestyle she flaunted online is gone, and the financial consequences are real. The same is true for many fraudsters across Africa and beyond. Luxury doesn't shield you from the law. Ignorance doesn't protect you from consequences. Borders don't stop investigators from tracking down criminals. Fraud boys, crypto hustlers, and anyone involved in online scams should take note. The law doesn't only target the masterminds, it targets the entire network. Money mules, facilitators, account managers, crypto movers, and shell company operators, everyone who touches stolen funds is under scrutiny. Even in the age of crypto, authorities have the tools to trace, freeze, and seize funds. Blockchain is public, transfers leave traces, and investigators can follow patterns across countries. Shell companies, fake businesses, and layer transfers may slow them down, but they don't stop them. Every transaction is a thread connecting you to a network, and when they pull on one thread, the entire system can unravel. Luxury, glam, and social media posts can be deceiving. What looks like freedom is often a trap. Fraudsters think the law doesn't see them, but agencies like the FBI, Interpol, and local authorities are always watching, collecting evidence, and building cases. Money moves, networks operate, and transactions happen every day, and one day, someone falls. This is the reality for Whitney Adams, the Ghanaian female fraudsters deported from Dubai, and the young men and women living the flashy life online. One moment you're untouchable, the next you are in custody, facing prison, deportation, or financial ruin. The rise may look glamorous, but the fall is heavier, louder, and permanent. For young hustlers chasing online wealth, the message is loud and clear. The law sees, the law tracks, the law catches. No matter where you hide Dubai, South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, or beyond, there is no guaranteed safe zone. Crypto may be anonymous in your mind, but digital trails exist, and investigators know how to follow them. Whitney's story, combined with regional arrests and international FBI crackdowns, is more than news. It's a warning. Every flashy post, every money transfer, every suspicious account is part of a chain that can lead straight to jail. Helping scammers, moving money, laundering funds, all of it comes with consequences. The difference between just helping a friend and committing a crime is paper thin, and crossing that line can cost you your freedom. At the end of the day, this wave of enforcement has changed the game completely. Fraudsters used to operate thinking Dubai, Europe, or remote islands could hide them. That is no longer true. Money mules, facilitators, and even social climbers are now prime targets. Big companies, banks, and multinational firms are now auditing accounts, tracking lost funds, and collaborating with international law enforcement. Victims are no longer silent. They have the means to make the authorities act, and they do. Whitney Adams' case isn't just a story. It's the story of the rise and fall of thousands chasing quick money online. It's the story of glam, greed, and the harsh reality of law enforcement. It's a lesson that the luxurious life flaunted online is often built on a foundation that can crumble overnight. The law doesn't sleep. Crime has consequences. And the line between helping a scammer and committing a crime is thinner than you think. For those who think they can live fast, flaunt wealth, and dodge the system, Whitney Adams, the Dubai deportees, and other fraudsters show what happens when the law catches up. The glamour fades, the money is gone, and prison or restitution becomes the only reality. The rise may be tempting. The fall is inevitable. And anyone chasing easy money online should take Whitney's story as a serious warning. The law sees, the law tracks, and when the time comes, the law catches.